Hey guys, how you doing? It's Alessio, and it's day 6 of my trip here in Iran. And in this video, we're going to talk about the stock markets and Bitcoin. By the way, before I start, just want to let you know that I've got here, let me just show you, we're making some steaks. And the reason I'm making steak here is because I want to show my Persian friends how steak is made the right way, the correct way. And the correct way to make steak is the American way, which is medium rare, T-bone, and char-grilled on charcoal, and with a little bit of butter. Guys, let me tell you, the Persians, the Iranians know how to make good food, but the one thing they don't seem to get right is how to make steak. And that's because they seem to make, the folks over here seem to make steak well done. And I think you'll agree with me that well done steak is a travesty to meat. Guys, you cannot make steak well done. It has to be medium rare, char-grilled, and T-bone. All right, guys, let's begin talking about the stock markets first before we go on to Bitcoin. So the US stock markets have been tremendously strong. And we've seen the US markets take out the January highs. January high is about 28.72 on the S&P. An important level, by the way, because the S&P needs to protect that level. As long as the S&P 500 can stay above the January highs, about 28.70, then the path of least resistance, the bias, is towards the bulls. I will remain bullish on the S&P as long as we stay above the January highs, about 28.70. And in fact, my target level for the S&P by December of this year is 3,000. All right, guys, so for the moment, I remain bullish on the S&P and the Dow as long as we remain above the January highs. Now, let's talk about the other major market, which is the UK stock market. Things are not looking so good for the UK market. Not surprising when you consider the uncertainties of Brexit, you know, the UK leaving the European Union. Now, what's been happening on the UK stock market, the FTSE 100, is actually quite disturbing because what I've seen on the charts, if you just take a look at this chart right now, you will notice the FTSE 100 UK markets has actually broken key structures. It's broken below major support, and worst of all, it's broken below the 200 daily moving average, the key threshold between bull and bear market. And the other negative factor is the fact that the FTSE 100 is below the 21 monthly average. 21 monthly average is actually a good threshold between bull and bear market. And as long as we remain below that 21 monthly average, the bias is towards the bears. I actually think this is not a correction in the UK market. Actually, it's beginning to look more like a downtrend than actually a correction in the UK FTSE 100. So I don't think this is a correction. I think actually it's beginning of a start of a downtrend in the FTSE and a potential bear market in the FTSE as long as we remain below the 200 daily average. And, all right, I just mentioned Bitcoin very quickly as well. Now, Bitcoin has come very close down to the June, February lows, which is about the 6,000, well, the June, February low is about 6,000 to 5,700. And Bitcoin has kind of inched its way very close to those levels. We haven't quite tested the 6,000 level just yet. Again, as I mentioned before, if Bitcoin were to drop below those key levels, below the June, February lows that it made, then Bitcoin is going to enter a bear market, a potential bear market. Now, so far, it has not happened. I think it's likely it could happen. But for the moment, let's just see how Bitcoin reacts to those key levels. I still expect a Bitcoin rally, a potential rally in Bitcoin towards the middle to the end of October. But I think the bias between now and October is still remaining to the bears. All right, guys, let's see how the sticks are doing. Let's check them out. All right. It's not bad, actually. Look at this. So we're going to actually, what we're doing here, by the way, is a technique I learned in the States, in America, which is reverse searing. And again, I've said this before, guys. I'm saying it again. Americans do know how to make good steak. So I'm showing my Persian friends here how to make steak properly, the right way. And again, medium rare, not well done. So you're going to eat my steak the way I'm going to make it, Human?
Yes.
You sure?
Yes.
All right. Okay.